y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you've been here before, hi, welcome back. If you haven't, hello, my name is Deidre. I am a bridal makeup artist, solo esthetician, and I also do content. Today we are going to be doing my 2024 fall bridal look. So this is for you if you're a future bride and you want to do your own makeup and you don't know where to start. This is a great informative video for you. Or if you're a bridal makeup artist and you want to know what the new looks are giving and just get a little bit of education. So without further ado, let's get into my 2024 fall bridal makeup look. So to start, we are going to be using the Rhode Glazing Milk. This is a toner. This is an amazing product. You'll see it creates the most beautiful, radiant skin instantly. And I just love how it sits on my face. Especially under makeup, it just gives that glow from within. And then I love to go in with a serum. This is the Clarins Double Serum. And again, this is just gonna add a plumpness to the skin and really hydrate so we don't get any of that flakiness. And now I'm going to go in with the Pharmacy Honey Halo. This is an amazing moisturizer. I've recently been using this for the past few weeks, I would say maybe 2 weeks, and my skin has been so soft and plump. And I love how it smells. It's a really natural, like, honey scent. I'm gonna take a little bit of the same moisturizer and I'm just gonna put it down my neck. And then for lip prep, we're going to do a little bit of this Intense Recovery Lip Mask by Fenty Skin. This product right here, this is the Rare Beauty Lifting Brow Gel. This is like glue. I preach about this particular brow gel all the time. I think all my friends have it by now. So before and after. I actually like this brow better, so let me show you on this brow. So basically saturate all the hairs. And you can see like some of my hairs are longer than others. And that's why I really sharpen the top so that it looks more uniform, more symmetrical, and just clean. Now you can see how much bigger this one is compared to this. So I'm just gonna try to match them. I don't have to do it perfectly in one try. And I don't like when they clump up on each other, so that's why I work with them, you know? And see how much I brushed through it and it didn't get crusty or flaky on me. Brows are laminated to the face, so we're gonna go ahead and cut them. I love to use my NARS for this. I just feel like it sits the best on my eyelid personally. So I'm taking 2.75 by NARS. I'm going to use this flat brush right here. And I don't like it super thick, so I like to do like a really thin little line like this. And my tip is to not take too much and work in sections. So see how I didn't try to do the whole thing in one swoop. If you want it really perfect, you gotta take your time with it. And that's the thing about makeup, is the more you really pay attention to every little detail, the more clean and crisp and beautiful the makeup's going to come out. Truly every single detail counts when it comes to makeup. I'm gonna take this concealer brush. This is the BK Beauty A506. And I'm basically just gonna tap to make a base for my eyeshadow and buff out this concealer we got going on here. And the best way to do this if you have lashes especially is to look down at your mirror. So your eyes are basically pulled tight. And then I go like up the front of the brow because I don't like it too defined right there. Now I'm using the One Size pressed powder, the foundation. A fluffy brush. This is in the Makeup by X Ariel collab. This is the shade Fair 3N. And again, I'm gonna just tap this everywhere. And this is just setting that concealer so I don't get any creasing. To fill in my brows, I'm gonna use the Merit Eyebrow Pencil shade Taupe. I'm just doing fine little hair strokes just to add a little more definition, because when you have a full face of makeup on, your brows start to disappear on you. I basically just fill in the sparse areas that I see rather than trying to give me a full 2016 brow. A tip when you're using a brow pencil, be very light-handed. You are not writing or drawing. You are doing like little tiny fine lines. And you're just adding a little pressure. Let the pencil do its job. Today I'm going to be using a combination of the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette as well as the P. Louise Wedding Day palette. This is actually from my kit. It's a depotted eyeshadow palette, but these are the shimmers and these are all the mattes. So excuse the look of this palette. This is my personal palette, so I don't really clean it often, but we're gonna go in with this shade Matte 4. Take my Patrick Ta brush for eyes 1. Using the mirror, I'm going to put it right below my face and I'm going to go right in my crease here. Not worried about it being patchy quite yet. I'm just adding a wash of color and buffing it out. Now taking whatever's left actually on my brush, I'm gonna start to pull that up into the front of my brow and down my nose. Taking a little bit more of that same color, I'm just gonna define my crease even more. If you have more hooded eyes, I always recommend to go as far up to your brow bone, but just leave a little bit of that light shade from the concealer there. And later, I'm gonna show you how to really make that pop. But again, just defining my crease more. I have pretty hooded eyes, so I like to really make sure I'm adding dimension to my eyes. So now I'm gonna take Matte 8 and I'm taking another Morphe X Ariel brush. This is just a small little fluffy brush and I'm just gonna pack my brush with that color. Tap it off a little bit and then I'm gonna just aim this right in the corner. Now I'm taking a clean fluffy brush. This is the Sigma E40 brush. And I'm just gonna buff the edges of that shadow I just laid down. So one thing about my makeup is I blend. I don't like any harsh edges unless it's liner. Now taking shade 11, which is a little bit more cool. Bringing that up like a liner almost. Like a really thick liner basically is what we're creating. Yeah, just buff it all. Make sure you don't buff it too much. You're gonna have some fallout. It's okay, that's why we do eyes first. I'm gonna take Nude 3 and we're going to just pack that. When you're packing matte colors like this, you gotta go in for a few times. You can't just do it once and expect it to really produce a good pigment. I like to bring it in my inner corners as well, on the eyebrow bone. And we're gonna use the matte shade 1. Just place that in the very inner corner. This is the fun part. I'm gonna use this shimmer right here. I don't know if you guys can even tell. Since I have lashes, I'm going to pull them down and then place it. I'm going to take a little bit of the black now. We're going to create the most subtle smoky eye. We're just going to place a little bit of black right on top of the lash line here. Now let's clean up the eyes. I'm going to be using the micellar water and a face towelette. And again, I love to have the winged out eyeshadow look, so I just take this in line with my lower lash line to my brow. For our primer, we're going to be using the Milk Hydro Grip and Glow. This is the OG Hydro Grip formula with a little bit of glow. And I just love that because those are the two things I need. While we let the primer get a little tacky, I'm going to do some body glow using my two favorite products, Sol de Janeiro Rio Sunset, the Dibs High Road Highlight. First, I like to use the oil, and I just do a little bit. This is the Refi foundation brush, and I just kind of rub it everywhere. And then I take my dips and I'm gonna place this on the high points. So my collarbone, my neck, and my shoulders. I'm gonna take this brush, which I got off Shein like years ago, and blend all that out. You can also do this on your legs and anywhere your skin may show. And now that our primer is nice and tacky, I'm gonna go in with the Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation by Huda Beauty. And I think this is a little bit light for me now since I did do a spray tan. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this foundation. And I'm gonna use my Makeup by Mario Bronzing Serum. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more color, a little bit more depth. Taking my Holy Grail foundation brush, this is the BK Beauty 106, and we're just going to blend everything out. I love how lightweight this foundation feels with giving a really, really good coverage. Don't forget your ears and all the way down your neck. And even though I added those bronzing drops, I think it's still a little too light, but no worries, we will warm it up with bronzer and make it work. That's the beauty of being a makeup artist, is you can really make anything work since we understand our color theory. For my forehead, since I already have my brows done, I like to use this smaller brush by BK Beauty. This is the 109 brush. And I normally don't even put that much foundation on my forehead. So I feel like it gets pretty cakey fast. I like this brush because it just fits perfectly and I can carve out my brows with it. Now using a damp beauty blender, this is actually the Paw Paw sponge off Amazon. I love these sponges, but I'm just pressing everything into my skin. First of all, this is going to make it stay way longer. Plus, it's going to really look skin-like because you're actually pushing it into your skin, into your pores, and it's not going to be sitting on the surface. I'm going to go back in with the Mario Bronzing Serum using the other side of the applicator. This shade is medium, by the way, and I'm just going to bring a good amount to the perimeter of my face, or I guess just all the places I bronze or contour. I always get asked if I would do my own makeup for my wedding. I think I would. I'm very single right now, so it's not really even in the cards for me quite yet, but I think I would probably do my own makeup, honestly. It's like therapeutic for me, and also I just know I'd be very particular, and I don't want to do that to someone. I know what it's like having a particular bride, and it's very stressful, but understandable. At the same time, it's a very important day. But see how this is just warming everything up, it's bringing my back to life so I don't look so ghostly. And I'm just kind of patting this everywhere with the remaining product that's on my brush. Taking the same beauty blender, I'm just gonna pack everything in again. And this is truly why bridal makeup does take so long, because there's so many little tiny steps, things we do to make sure your makeup lasts all day and still looks good. Now going in with my bronzer. This is the Rare Beauty bronzing stick. The shade is Happy Soul, and I'm really gonna chisel out my cheeks here, being more strategic with how I'm blending this product as well as my placement of the product. I like to take it on either side of the neck. This kind of shrinks the neck and just blends in with the face rather than having no dimension to your neck and all this dimension to your face. Using the Dibs dual-ended brush, I'm using the more dense side, and I'm going to just pat. I'm not swiping anything. Again, being super strategic about how I blend this product, because this is what's gonna give me either lifted cheeks or drooping cheeks. Pick your fighter. And stop, don't overblend it. You're only buffing the edges. You're not actually moving the color anywhere. You wanna keep that pigment. Same with under your jawline. I like to tap and then I'm brushing it down my chin or my jawline, because this is gonna make this go. Again, I'm just tapping it and brushing it down my chin. Back in with my little baby brush, just works better. Now I'm taking the same brush and I'm just gonna drag this down. It's super sloppy because I'm gonna go in with concealer later and clean it all up. Taking my sponge again and going back over everything. For blush today, we're gonna be using two of the Rhode Beauty Pocket blushes. This is the shade Piggy, and this is the shade Freckle. First, using the shade Piggy, I'm gonna get a little bit on my brush, and then I'm gonna tap it directly under the wing of my eyeshadow, kind of close to my under eye. And down to the apple of my cheek. Use a little bit of this Freckle just to mute it down a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. We're gonna take a little bit on our nose, forehead, and chin. Taking our beauty blender again, tapping everything in. Now onto our under eyes. So I like to use the NYX Pro Fix Sticks Soft Beige number 7. And then I like to highlight with my Hourglass concealer. This is in the shade Silk. I'm using my Rare Beauty concealer brush, and I'm just gonna take a little bit on my brush and I'm gonna tap it where I have a lot of discoloration or shadows in my skin that I'm just not feeling. So I like to take it around my nose here, and it is pretty thick, so a little goes a long way with this product, but this stuff does not move or crease. I absolutely love this stuff. Do a little bit on my chin because I have a butt chin. I don't want it to look too butt-like. I actually was gonna get filler for my chin, but then I was like, no, like I feel like my chin just, like, it's just unique about my face, you know? Keep the unique things about you, even if they're not like super aesthetically pleasing. And then I just do a little bit in my forehead, or on my forehead, just to create a little definition. And you want to keep it in like a half circle right here. Keep that roundness in the forehead. Make it look super smooth. Using a little bit of this, I'm gonna take it right in the hollow of my eye here. And this could qualify kind of like my color correction. This has more of a peachy undertone than my Hourglass concealer. So I love to just prep my under eye with this and then do the concealer just to lift and brighten. I'm gonna take the NYX concealer again, and we're going to take it right along this line here. And this just is gonna reinforce that super sharp, beautiful, winged out look of the eyeshadow. The same Rare Beauty brush and just buffing the edges of this. Again with the Beauty Blender. Now let's use the Hourglass concealer to highlight everything and bring it all together. Little dot on the nose. And we're gonna take the BK Beauty A506 brush again, and we're just going to tap that, keeping that in the inner corner here and not over blending it out. If you keep your concealer to this area of your face, it's actually gonna lift more than bringing your concealer all the way up and out like you see a lot of people do, which is totally fine if you like that. But just so you know, that's gonna widen your face because it highlights, so it's lifting this part of your face out too, which extends the face. If we want to keep our face very slim, we want to keep the bronzer here and the concealer in the inner parts of our face. And this Hourglass concealer, if you've used it and you don't like it, try it again and blend it immediately. Don't wait at all to blend it out because she sets. Once she's set, there's really no moving her. And I'm just bringing what's left on my brush out just to blend it all together. I'm not doing too much. Bringing this little brush just to buff the edges of everything. And then we're just gonna do, again, my little butt chin here. And then the little dot on my nose. We're just going to really lightly tap her out. And a little bit right here too. Now that we're done with our creams, we're going into powder. This is the Huda Beauty loose powder in the shade Pound Cake, and I'm using a one size powder puff. And then we're gonna go right under the eyes, get all that excess product, all that creasing out of the way before we set everything in stone. Pick up a very good amount of powder on your powder puff, but then you're going to tap everything into your powder puff so you're not just laying a thick amount of powder onto your creams. Also make sure to go around your nose because there's a lot of creasing happening there. And we're just gonna go into where I have more pore problem here and start there, and then we'll work our way up to the eye like this. Make sure you get all the edges so there's no lines of powder. And that's the difference between when I set with powder. So flawless. I love how this just like sucks my pores. I don't know where my pores went, but they're gone. So I'm happy. And I'm gonna go right under my bronzer. Now we're gonna use the One Size pressed powder foundation again, but we're gonna use it in a different shade. The shade is medium 5G, and this is kind of like my transition bronzer shade. Think of mid-tone blushing, but with bronzers. So I like to use this one, and then this one by Dibs, which is deeper, and that adds more of the shadow. So I use the Patrick Top bronzing brush, the fluffy side, and I'm just gonna pack my brush, and this is what's gonna take away any of that patchiness, and you're just gonna tap it right in like so. And don't worry, we're gonna get rid of that. It's just creating a little bit of structure on the cheekbone. Place this almost like a blush, and taking it basically everywhere I would bronze. What's ever left on the brush, I'm just gonna go on top. Now going in with the Dibs bronzer. This is the shade Spiced Chai. I'm going to be using this smaller fluffy brush. This is by the Makeup by Ariel collab, and just taking up some of that product, and we're going to keep this right in the cheekbone here. Adds a little bit, you know, little bit more, especially right here. Just make sure you bring it all the way down your neck. For blush today, we'll be using the Kosas Dreamland blush. This is so beautiful. I love this shade, and it has like a nice radiance to it as well, which is perfect for bridal. I've been using this on so many of my brides lately, and they've been obsessed. They've actually wanted to take the color down so they could buy it themselves. I'm going to take the Rare Beauty blush brush, and I'm just gonna pack my brush pretty well with this stuff. Tap it a little bit, and then I'm just gonna dust it right on my cheek. And even just that little wash of color, so pretty. A little bit on the forehead, nose, chin. Now that I've done my powders, we're gonna go ahead and spray with the Makeup by Mario setting spray. This is the Anastasia lip liner. The shade is Deep Taupe. Now taking the Milk Gloss, this is in the shade Wander. Taking the concealer brush that I used to carve out my brows, and the little bit of product that's left on the brush, I'm going to redefine my lip a little bit better. Just like that, and then I'm gonna blend it out in a little bit. Taking a clean little brush, I'm just gonna buff it out. Gotta be really careful with this part. Now, I don't like my under eye shadow to be too dark. I feel like it makes my eyes look really small. So I'm going to just take this matte 8 and place it really close to my lash line and only bringing it halfway in. And then connecting it with the outer corner. The final touch is the Dior highlighter. My Makeup by Mario powder brush. I'm using the pink shade. And I'm going to place this right on top of that blush. And are you kidding? That's stunning. Stunning. Then taking a little bit of the white and placing that in the inside corner of my eye for that very bridal white inner corner. I like to use a brown mascara because it's not as dark on the under eyes. Okay, so this is my finished result for my 2024 bridal fall makeup. What do you guys think? I feel like it's very timeless, which is definitely right up my alley, but it has a little bit of a deeper sultry vibe to it, which I'm loving for the fall. It is everything and more, and I hope you guys like it too. I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe, and also connect with me on social media because I'm literally posting every day and I'd love to be friends. Love y'all. Bye.